Right, so we appear to have a problem. I've got the height right. Didn't actually need to make any adjustments at all, really, to the shaft thing underneath, which is that. Didn't have to make any adjustments to that. I've checked threads carefully. There's no broken threads or anything. But I'm going to put this on. I'm going to give it a little bit of pressure and turn it. And I figured out you've got to turn this, not that. It's like, it's not even tightening. Like, I'm going to puck it back up. Which is really strange. So, sorry about the camera work. It's like, it's not even screwing in. It's just, so I thought, right, well, I'll turn it backwards until I hear the click, which is what I sort of do with a lot of threaded stuff. It's not there, but both threads are there. It's like the thread's too small or too big. Well, like that. Just pick it straight back up. And you could hear the thread then. And, you know, the thread's in good condition. This thread, I can feel it. I can't see it very well, but I can feel there's no, you know, there's no break in the thread. There's no, you know, nothing to worry about. Threads are perfectly fine. And I've got this through as far as I can and put the O-ring right to the very back of the thread. It's just not threading. It's not screwing in. It's like the thread isn't quite long enough to meet this thread. You know, like I say, the thread's in good condition. I'm wondering if it were a faulty thread or no. It's fine. You know, the thing about PVC is you can usually feel it when a thread's been, if there's damage to a thread, you can feel it. It feels fine. Yes. I'll run my finger around. There's no like problems where the thread's been damaged or anything, so that's fine. So anyway, it won't screw on. It's like this isn't long enough, and so to prove that, what I did was I took the O-ring off, and if you lay this down flat, this pops out like that. That's the aerator disc. And so you might notice that there's the O-ring doesn't quite sit in there, but it does if you just work it. It's anyway, I can't do it with one hand. The O-ring does actually sit just in there like that when it's tight. So if we put this on now, and wait for it to find, there it is. That was the click, which I couldn't find while it was on that. So yeah, and I can feel that it's tightening. Obviously I don't want to, you don't need to tighten these too much from what I've read. You just get it to a point. I'm doing it with my fingers so I don't grab hold of the thing. That's it. Now that is well and truly tight. So, a bit lost. Oh, there we go. I know that I haven't got any Jubilee clips on here yet. I'll do that afterwards. I'm just trying to figure this out first. Yeah. And again, just to be sure, I was making sure that got the aeration disc, and then this, and I was making sure that it was all the way in by putting it on the ground and pushing it down. You can see that it is all the way in, and then you know, the O-ring just sits. I mean, I even tried putting the O-ring in here, and then but you can't do that because the thread then sort of pulls the O-ring in, which gives you a sort of false sense of security, that because it gets tighter then obviously what's really happening is that the O-ring's in the way, so that's no good. Okay, so anybody who's come across this problem before, what I don't really want to do is I don't really want to use PTFE tape and kind of just, because that's just going to pop off at some point, isn't it? You know, there's a reason that this O-ring exists, and it's so that you don't use a jointing compound or PTFE tape or whatever else. You know, you don't need to. But it's just like the thread just isn't long enough to make that bite within there. This is all genuine Spindrifter stuff. I'm not trying to add something clever to a Spindrifter or vice versa. You know, it's just all right. So any help would be appreciated. Thanks.